Hey folks, Dave here, and I got another experimental game going on tonight. I tend to do all my experiments with you guys here on YouTube. We're trying out the electronic scoreboard, and I believe it's by Curtis Roberts. If you look up that YouTube channel, he's got a whole bunch of baseball electronic scoreboards here, and we're going to try one out tonight for Payoff Pitch. Of course, that's the game I'm playing right now, and we're going to see if I can get it to work. I had a hard time with it, but he did a couple of fixes, and now I got it to work pretty well. So I'm going out here. I'm live without a net. Not only am I going to try to play Payoff Pitch here live, which I'm still getting used to, but also I'm going to try to use his helper. The only thing about the helper is there's no undo button. So once you hit something, whether it's by error or not, it's in there. So here we go. We're going live tonight with a couple of things, with Payoff Pitch and also with this helper. And let's check on my sound here, and I think it'll be all right. So here we go here. So here's what it looks like. So if I go to my Payoff Pitch helper, here's what you got. There's actually a website that you would go to, and that website is Kurt, C-U-R-T, Alva, A-L-V-A, kurtalva.com/payoff pitch/baseball.htm, and then that's where it bring up all the scoreboards, I believe. So I am doing this one here, and this is the Payoff Pitch one. And how you do it is I just spent a few minutes putting in all the lineups. And what I did was, if you come over here to click on the lineup tab, I don't want to do it now because I might mess it all up, but if you click on the lineup tab, it allows you to input all the players and your starting pitchers into the game, okay? What's really neat about this is because it's geared towards Payoff Pitch. If you look at Clemens here, you look to the left of him here, this is all his pitching shortcuts. So in other words, when I roll the dice here, if I roll my ball roller here, okay, so if I go to 10, that's going to be tough. Now, if you count down here, this being 12, 11, 10, T is for tough. So you get an idea what his card looks like. Okay, so you can see that it's going to be patient, in play, ballpark, tough, patient, tough, 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 and defense, and then tough. And it's going to be the same with the other pitcher. If I click on the other pitcher here, Gubiska, he's got defense, then he's got patient, tough, in play, patient, tough, tough, in play, ballpark, patient, patient. So you can kind of put all that in there so you can follow along here as you're doing the game. The scoreboard here, everything's kind of fairly basic, and again, you got to really pay attention to what you're doing so you don't mess it up. It does have a dice roller on it. I turned it off. Excuse me. You can also call up some of the charts and stuff in here, and on the side, what's kind of neat is it calls up all the guys and their stats here if you're doing a defensive chart. But all the charts are in the game. Some of the even some of the extra ones that people have put in, but the charts are here if you need them. And so here we go. This is pretty cool. It's very unforgiving, so I have to really take my time. So this is game 2 of my Clemens 1986 replay. I'm not sure, like I say, if I'll use this in my official replay. It all depends on how well it goes and if I don't screw it up. But we're going to try it here. So let's go. So we got Rudy Law coming up to the plate for Kansas City. So again, I'm doing Payoff Pitch in a brand new system here. So let's see if I can do this here. So we roll the dice. So an 8. An 8 is tough, and a tough 41 on Rudy Law is going to be a pop fly to third baseman. So that's just going to be an out. There's really no way to score anything like that. So that's just an out. Okay, so we got one away, and now Willie Wilson comes up to the plate. Okay, Willie Wilson comes up against Clemens. So nobody on. We roll the dice, and that's going to be a 4. So that's a ballpark check. Okay, so we go to the ballpark check, and he's going to be hitting, I think he's going to be hitting from the right side. That's where he mostly hits from. So we get a right-handed batter, and I always keep that same roll. So a 74 ballpark check on a right-handed batter. It's going to be in play. So Wilson is in play, so we're going to roll again and check the red dice. And again, I have it set for, as you look at it, that's what the dice roll is. So that's a 72 in play, and that's going to be an out. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, and is 2 away. So again, You don't get tons of detail in this, but you can score it and, you know, keep track of things. It'll keep some stats for you, and I can stream it too, and it looks kind of cool. All right, so George Brett coming on. 2 outs. Nobody on, nobody out. I mean, 2 outs. What am I saying here? All right, so a 6 is going to be Patient. A Patient 77. He is hit by the pitch. So, Brett, I believe he goes down to first base. No, not Rudy. Not Willie. George Brett. George Brett goes down to first base. I'm not sure how we would score a hit pitch. We'd have to score that somehow. He's hit by the pitch. Error, first base. I don't have a hit by the pitch. That, of course, I hit the first thing here. It's kind of crazy. And I need to do something with him. So we'll just call it a base on balls, I guess, because I really don't know. I don't know if there's a hit by the pitch. There's shortcuts for this game. I just don't know them all, so I'd have to go back and check it out. But I think there's a shortcut for a hit by the pitch. Oh, he would bat lefty. It still would be in play. So if he was hitting lefty against the righty, okay, so he'd still be in play. All right, so Brett is on first base, and now it's going to be Hal McRae coming up. So here is Hal McRae, and Brett, his steal rating is an F, but he's going against a pretty good catcher there. So F1 is poor, so he is not going to try to steal. So Hal McRae comes up. Hal McRae, he rolls a 5, which is a tough 79, and a tough 79 is a fly ball, and we'll click on out, and that ends the inning. So Brett gets hit by the pitch. I think there's actually a shortcut key for that, and I'll have to ask him on that. But in any case, we just marked it off as base on balls, and here we go. Now, again, I can kind of check my stats. If I check lineups, you can see, oh, it didn't give him a base on balls. That's kind of weird. Oh, boy, that didn't log in yet. Well, we're learning. We're still learning here. Maybe this will work. Maybe it won't. It was giving me stats earlier, so if I click on Clemens, 1 walk, batter's face, pitches thrown. Okay. All right, so let's continue on here. So Dwight Evans coming up against Mark Gubiza. All right, so a 7 is a tough, and a 98 on Evans. That's going to be a fly ball out. So Evans is out and is 1 away. Here come Wade Boggs. And I didn't put these images in, so it must have found some of these players on their own. Boggs comes up. A 7. So that would be tough. And a tough 59 is going to be an out as well. Tough 59 would be a fly ball out. So 2 away for the Sox here in the first. Billy Buckner comes up now. I always like that card. It's a Dodgers card, but I always like that card. All right, Buckner facing Gubiza. And this is a patient 15, and a patient 15 is a base on ball. So Buckner goes down the first base, and here comes Jim Rice. I always like that Jim Rice card, too. Now, Buckner's running as a 4. And what's kind of good about having all this stuff here on the screen is I can go check the catcher. His arm's a 2. So I'd have a, let's see, his stealing was his running's a 4, his stealing's a C. So C2 is fair, so we're not going to run Buckner. So we're going to let Rice hit. So here comes Rice now. We roll the dice, and this is a 5. That's in play, but it's a 94. So an in play 94, and that's going to be a fly ball, and that ends the inning. So the Sox go down. They leave a man on first base, too. So now we go to the second inning. Now let me check my stats here. No, it's still not showing stats. That is crazy. It's not giving me any pitcher stats. Not crazy about this. It was giving stats before. That's why I can't figure it out why it's not doing now. Maybe when he fixed something today, it messed it up. All right, so let's continue on. We'll do a few more batters here. If it's not going to keep my stats, and I don't know if I'm going to count this as an official game, but we're just kind of taking a look at the thing here anyway. All right, so Frank White is up facing Clemens. 5 is tough, and a tough 53 is going to be, where is that right there? Ground ball out. So 1 away as he ground balls down to the third baseman. And third baseman is Wade Boggs. Steve Balboni is up. Balboni, we're going to roll. And that's an 8. That's going to be tough as well. A tough 21 is a strikeout. So it's our first strikeout. And Balboni goes down. So 2 away. Daryl Motley Crew comes up. And he's a switch hitter, so he'll hit from the, he says righty. Oh, that's versus lefties. Okay, so he's a righty. So he's a righty against Clemens. And a 6 is Patient 18, and that's a double. Patient 18 is a double. So Motley goes down to second base. And as you can see here, he's got some speed on his hands. He's got a 6 speed going on here. So here comes Sundberg. He is the catcher facing Clemens. And we roll a 7, and that's going to be a tough 89. That's going to be a ground ball out, and that retires the side. So they get hit, but they leave him in. And now we go to the bottom of the second. So Don Baylor up. We'll try to pick up the pace a little bit here. Baylor, an 11. That's a Patient 52, and that's going to be a single. So Baylor singles, and he's on base. And his running is a 5. He's got a D steal. Yeah, he's not going to steal. Yeah, he would not make it. So we're going to keep him on. Now, we could sacrifice bunt here. So we have nobody out. Tony Armas coming up. We could have him drop a... he's got an F bunt, though. So, no, F bunting is terrible. So if we went to a bunt... Oh, and I haven't even used any of my fast action cards here, but if we went to a bunt, if he was an F, yeah, it's not good. So we're not going to do that. All right, so we're going to let him swing away. So that's a 15. 6, rather. 6 is Patient, a Patient 65. Oh, it's almost hit by the pitch. A Patient 65 is a fly ball to right field. Baylor will hold, and there's 1 away. So coming up is Rich Gedman, the catcher. Gedman, the man on first. Gedman, 6 is Patient, and a Patient 58, and that's pretty much the same thing. That is a, that's a ground ball. So ground ball. So we look, Gedman's an 8 on double play. Gubiska's a 6. So if it's even or less than both, it's a double play. So that is a double play. So that's an out and an extra out, and that ends the inning, if I read that correctly. So top of the second. Still not getting any stats up here. That's concerning that there's no pitching stats. And I'm in the second inning. So I'll have to point that out to him. So each team's got a hit in this game, and now it's going to be Angel Salazar coming up. Salazar, he rolls a 9-08. 9, that's a tough. 08, that's a strikeout. 1 away. Top of the order, Rudy Law comes up. Rudy Law, that is a Patient 23, and that's a walk. So Law is on first base. He's got a C stealing. That's still fair, so he's not going to take off. So 1 out, Willie Wilson will hit. 8 is Tough 58. Tough 58 is, that's a ground ball to second base. So we take a look. Clemens' double play is 6, and double play is 5, so it's greater than both, so it's going to be just an out at second base. So we're going to give him a fielder's choice. Now, how do we do that? So we're going to do a fielder's choice. So he goes to first base. Oh, boy, how do I do this now? So Wilson, it's not a hit. Fielder's choice. So we're going to go extra out. Law is done. Well, I don't want to give him a hit. Oh, boy. So I guess we just put him on first base for the fielder's choice. So, again, it's not keeping stats, so I'll have to catch up with him and see what's going on with that. We'll just play out a couple more batters here. I just wanted to try this out. It's kind of not working out like I had hoped because I'm running into some snags already as far as what I needed to do. As far as especially the fielder's choices, that kind of stinks, and then hit by the pitch. So I imagine that there's some kind of shortcut key for that. but I will get with him on that. But so far, it's most of the rest of it's pretty good. It's just got to fine tune it here. So it's going to be, where are we now? Clemens is still on the mound facing Brett. Okay. So Brett's up with 2 on. I mean, 1 on, 2 out. And it's going to be a 7. It's going to be a tough 24. And that's a single. So a single. And with Willie Wilson being a speedy runner, he will go to third base. So that's going to be a single for Brett. And Wilson will go to third base. So now there's 2 on and 2 outs. And coming up is Hal McRae. So here's Hal McRae. And that's a 4. That's a ballpark check. Uh-oh. Ballpark check for a righty. Oh, that's a wheelhouse. This one could be trouble. A wheelhouse, a 91. Oh, wheelhouse. No, it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop, and that ends the inning. So that's going to be an out. This has potential. I mean, I was getting the stats to come up early. Now I'm not getting any stats up here for the pitches. That is concerning. And also, I need to find out about hit pitches and fielder's choices here. But once this thing gets going, I think it might be kind of fun. So I'm not going to go any further right now because I hit a couple of snags. It's not keeping my stats, so I'm going to just kind of shelve this for right now, and I'll go play this offline and keep track of my stats there. But yeah, at least I have a pretty good idea how this is. I wanted to try it. I did. I wanted to try this. So let me go back into my studio here and go to my ending here. So I just wanted to try this out here. It's not too bad. It's free. It's right on the website. Kurt Lava, like I said. I'll post a link to the site. I need to know the shortcuts. I need to know what hit by a pitch is, and I need to know fielder's choice because I don't want to give a base on balls, and I don't want to give a hit, if I don't have to. So I need to figure out that, and need to figure out why I'm not getting pitcher stats now. But all in all, I think it has potential. So anyway, I'm Dave. I might be back on later tonight doing my late night basketball. I'm going to see if Dave Little's on tonight. If Dave Little's not on, I'll come on earlier. If not, I'll go on after Dave Little. But I'm enjoying my late night basketball. It's very soothing to me. It is. And you guys seem to have some fun with that. So hopefully I'll see everybody later. But this is just a little test stream with the Payoff Pitch electronic scoreboard. And it's got a lot of potential. And I'll talk to everybody later.